rolling Read 'em and Weeb in 5, 4, 3, 2.
You're not the only special one around here.
Been a while since I flipped my switch on.
I need to fight him, and you can't talk me out of it.
Let me see what you got.
I'm about to kick your ass.
I can't allow myself to get beaten by someone.
Oh, and I went, that's so me.
That's so Lamau.
Bro, that's one of that, in my opinion, that's the abridged I love the most.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, DBZ is more iconic, but I just love SAOs so much better. Mainly because it's shorter.
I think DBZ is my favorite, only because I think it's clear how much our writing is inspired by it.
Yeah.
Like I think it's better written jokes rather than visual jokes.
Well, the thing is also it plays to the story rather than against it.
Yeah.
In SAO, he's like, I can kind of make shit up.
Yeah, and that's fine. It's two different skill sets for sure.
It's also two different levels of anime.
I think Kaiser's a better editor.
Oh yeah.
But that's because he has. But because I think it's more impressive to make shitty footage look as good as he does.
That being said, episode 1 is dookie visually.
Yeah, but it's also like what 2010.
Yeah.
So
I thought it. So I actually dropped it because my a friend of ours, Emily, was like, "Watch it," and I went, "It's bad." And she's like, "Trust me," and I went, "All right." And I watched like 4 more episodes, and I was like, "All right, you got me."
mm-hmm. It's funny.
Yeah.
Sword Art Online abridged actually doesn't age the best. I watched it recently, and I was like, some of these jokes were funny, but I don't find myself laughing as hard. Where DBZA, they feel more timeless to me.
What a twist!
So it's also charming. I don't know, something about like, oh man, my weed pet. I mean, carrot pet. It's just charming. It's how bad it is.
Yeah.
You know?
That's when my dad said I couldn't keep a pool. I didn't know the name was a pool.
Yeah.
I thought he meant a pool.
A pool. I'm queen.
Shut up.
Thank you guys for watching.
Bye.
Hey everybody, welcome to Read 'em and Weeb. This is episode 2 of our review and discussion for Full Metal Alchemist Volume 2. This is chapters
5 through 8.
Full Metal Malcolmist.
Full Metal Alchemist.
It's just Malcolm in the middle, the robot arm. Full Metal Alchemist. So this particular set of chapters is the Shao Tucker story. A
well-known father.
Yeah.
Who everybody loves.
And it's really good. Although this is where my first complaint kind of happens. So we'll get into it. I think most people know the Nina Tucker thing. It's a meme.
Edward.
Squid. Word. It's a meme. People meme it. They do, the fusion dance between Nina and the dog.
My favorite, like, how do I get both of these images on my banner? And someone's like, never mind, I figured it out. I saw that one yesterday.
So funny. And it's like, it's the same joke every time.
And I laugh every time.
Because it's the way that when you're reading it the first time, it's such a tragic thing.
Oh, yeah.
And now it's funny. But it's a really important part of the story, too. It shapes the way, it to me, there's 2 points where I'm like, okay, this is a complete turning point of the story, because it's been episodic up thus far.
Right.
And it's been for the most part, very fun. And we've seen that, like, no matter what Ed and Al run into, they'll figure it out. They find a way. And this is the first time where they fail.
Yeah. Something I want to bring up that this manga does very well and very uniquely is it does the setup of the characters, the world, and the story in its first volume.
Mm-hmm.
I bring this up. I brought this up to David before, but that's what I look for in a manga when I'm reading its first 3 volumes. First one should set up the characters. Second one should set up the world. Last one should set up the plot. If you're doing a more longer form manga or something, this one does it in 1 volume. Literally, volume 2 is like, hey, this is starting plot.
Yeah,
and I kind of realized it going into 2. I was like, I know everything I need to know about like the basics. I know what alchemy is. I know who these characters are and what their goal is.
Mm-hmm. And like, again, what's interesting is like you said, it's all set up very early. What I appreciate too is how, you know, it's nothing's like spoon fed to us like babies. It's all very much like, hey, I trust you guys to kind of put things together.
Here's a buffet. Take a bite.
Mm-hmm. And I like that a lot. And seeing the Nina story is, again, the first time they lose, but it really sets things into motion, you know? Like what happens in these next few volumes, you know?
I wouldn't say they lose. They're not really fighting anything. This was not like...
No, lose in the sense of like, they can't fix this.
Yeah.
Like they failed, and even Ed feels... Because what my biggest thing about Ed and what I love about this character is that he feels, in the sense, like same vein of like Peter Parker,
right?
He feels guilt, and he feels like these things that are happening are his fault. And even though if they're not, because let's use Spider-Man for for instance, part of what makes Peter Parker is that things that he could not change, like the death of his uncle, he personally feels like he did that. This happened because of me.
Well, if he just stopped the guy in the wrestling ring, he would have stopped it.
Yeah, but like also
that didn't happen. But also that didn't happen.
Yeah, but it's also like it's reasonable that he didn't, you know, like because it happened. What happened. It's like retrospectively he should have stopped it, but he didn't know that, and it's not his place to. He's a child, you know.
I need to edit a video. I need you to edit it for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's that scene of the cops chasing that guy and the cops yelling at the guy to be like, "Stop him! Restrain him!" And he's like, "What do you mean? I'm just a guy. Like, don't you want to be a good citizen?" And either edit that that audio into Spider-Man or vice versa. Hey, stop that guy! He stole my money.
It's the video of the lady running away, and then it cuts to Peter Parker, and he's like, I don't see how that's my problem. And he starts dancing. But that's a big thing about Peter Parker, is that he feels that guilt. And in that same vein, Ed also feels that. He feels responsible. Because even though it's Ed and Al's choice to do that, Ed feels solely responsible. It's Ed's job to fix this. He's the one who fucked up. He feels regret and guilt for what happened to Nina. He
most importantly, he feels sad. Like he knew all these people. He had a chance to stop it because he's literally studying Tucker's study
his
material.
research.
Yeah, his research. That's the word. And he knows about the Chimera.
Yeah,
the original one that can talk. All it said is, "I want to die." But although that's like so ominous the way they set that up.
And it just fits and it makes sense. And it feels like to him, he's like, if I would have just realized it sooner, if I had put the pieces together even a day before, none of this would have happened.
Because he puts it together the moment he sees the new Chimera. He goes, "You made your talking Chimera how long ago?" He's like, 2 years. And he's like, "When did your wife disappear?" He's like, 2 years. I hate perceptive brats like you.
Mm-hmm. He's like, Nina and Alexander, where are they? And this is a point for the anime, I think, 2003 specifically. This portion feels too fast.
It is very fast.
It's almost too fast. Like, and maybe it's retrospect because we know what happens. But to me, it's like maybe a little more time with Nina and Alexander would have made this hit harder. But I don't know. That's just a personal thing. I don't know if that's necessarily the case because the anime kind of gives you more time to let it breathe, you know?
Yeah. But I like it because it doesn't feel intrusive. Because if they spent a lot of time playing with Nina, it feels counterintuitive to why they're there. They're not there for Nina. They're there to read the research.
Yeah, I'm not saying like too much longer. I think just like a scene or two more, you know?
Yeah, it's literally like that long.
But I didn't think it would happen in like literally like the same fucking chapter, you know?
Yeah. This is where Nina and the dog are introduced, and this is where he realizes the issue.
Mm-hmm. And to me, the writing is fucking brilliant. You know, I think this is some of my favorite character writing ever. And the scene works for a lot of reasons. And that it being quick is not necessarily a detriment to it. It's just something that I feel is very quick as one, someone coming back to it, but also just the pacing of it feels very fast. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing because I think they move on to the next part, which is supposed to be fast. Like this new threat happens to them. But it is the shift from episodic, like these two kids against the world, to they aren't capable of fixing everything. And then this next, part with Scar really shows that they might be in over their head.
Yeah.
Now there are
And
people,
they are in over their head.
Mm-hmm. And what's really interesting is I feel like the coal mine kind of foreshadows this moment because when the innkeepers are like, Ed, you have to leave, and then Al's like, oh, I'm not military actually, can I stay? They're like, yeah, that's fine. And Scar's the same way. He's like, I'm gonna kill Ed, but you're not a military dog, Al, or I don't know your name, but pseudo armor man. I'm not going to kill you.
Al, buddy.
Yeah.
You're fine. We're
Yeah.
buddies,
Yeah, we're
You and I,
bros.
we go way back.
Yeah, we broed out.
Yeah. Your brother, on the other hand, has got to die.
And it's almost a weird, and really, like, looking back at it that way is really nice, like, thematically foreshadowing it, and I like that. And I like that Scar, though his actions are flawed, he has a code that he feels is correct and he sticks to it. And the whole thing about him, being hypocritical with his alchemy is part of his character, which they'll dive in later. But
Yeah.
Choosing to be like, I'm only after Ed, and the fact that he's a child is not going to deter me from killing him.
Yeah. Tell it to Nina.
Yeah, he did that as a mercy kill.
Yeah.
And
Understandably.
yeah, and it shows that, like, I think it's necessary because it shows that he, though is killing a lot of people and those guards, he was like,
They were alchemists, probably.
he didn't know that.
He didn't know that.
He just thought they were military. But what's interesting is he sees Nina and he's like, I'm going to send you to God.
Do you remember dick figures?
I do.
We're cops.
We're cops.
We're cops.
We're cops.
They're cops. They're cops. They're cops.
Dude,
That's what I remember.
I loved dick figures.
Same.
And
I forgot
I don't
about-
ever want to watch it again.
Same. Because it's gonna ruin it.
Yeah, it's not gonna be good. The movie was
Lou,
fire.
How you do?
I really like sorry.
Doesn't it loop in on itself? Where he eats the bee? Isn't that like one of the later episodes? And then
Yeah.
it loops back to the beginning.
Yeah.
I forgot about that movie.
Dude, Dick Figures was good. But yeah, it's so dated too. Like I remember there being an actual Rafflecopter.
It was for the new Modern Warfare game or whatever.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Yeah. It's weird. I don't know. It was fun.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I also don't get Rafflecopter. I grew up during the age where I should. Don't get it.
No, me and my friend were talking yesterday. My friend Carla, we were talking about like being, we're young, we're hip, we're still in tune. And then I said, yeah, but like as soon as these people say skibidi toilet, they lose me. And she's like, yeah, I don't get that. I was like, because we're old, dude.
Not hip, not with it.
We're not. Because skibidi toilet, I was like, what is this? Dude, my favorite videos are this guy who plays VR Among Us. And he'll either like befriend the kids and like teach them math and shit. Like, hey Connor, what's 9 + 1? 10. He's like, yeah. Or he'll be the imposter and he'll just scream and chase them, and then they'll start crying and shit. It's so funny. There was one time where he's like, how old are you? And he's like, I'm 7. And he's like, you have to be 13 to play this game. I'm calling the police. And he has like a recording. It's like, hello, this is the police. Yeah, I have somebody here playing Among Us under 13. Oh, well, they better get off in 10 seconds or we're going to send the cops to get them. Yeah, it's so funny.
We're cops.
We're cops.
They're cops.
They're cops.
Yeah, that was another.
Dude, can we dub that for Full Metal?
I'll think about it.
They're cops.
Hey, don't worry. We're cops. They're cops. They're cops. They're cops. I'm not a cop.
I'm just a suit of armor.
Bro, what the fuck? Anyway,
Yeah.
Scar.
A really good foil to Ed.
Yeah, I really like the way he kills Tucker because he kills him dead.
Mm-hmm.
Could have made him into a... Sorry, is that joke getting overdone?
Yeah, because we're not there yet.
Yeah.
The joke will be funny next episode, so I don't have to bleep it.
Yeah, just move them all to the end of the last episode every time I bring it up.
Yeah.
One thing I really do like that they add, they show that Nina is not like a mindless beast in her chimera form.
It's sad.
Yeah, it's really
She mourns
sad.
her dad.
She's like, I want to play Ed. She recognizes Ed. And then when her dad's dead, she's like, Dad. And she cries as a dog thing. She
Mhm.
cries.
It's really tragic.
Oh, absolutely.
And it shows like, so we've talked about this before, and it was specifically with Another, where if your story revolves around killing children or minors, is it important? Does it need to happen? And Nina is one of those cases where it's like, yes, this was important to the story. It shaped who Ed is. Ed himself being a child, and Hawkeyes or someone in the military was telling Colonel, like, you got to remember they're kids. Ed and Al are children.
I
And
think it was Buffman.
I love him. I love Armstrong.
How did I forget his name is Armstrong? Am I stupid?
This alchemy has been passed down from the Armstrong family for generations.
Yeah, it literally says like every other word out of his mouth is Armstrong.
One of my favorite scenes in the anime, I think it's anime only, where Ed's in the hospital and he's like, I rushed here as soon as I could. I knew what would make you feel better was peak physical form. And he takes off his thing. He's like,
I'm pretty sure that's in the manga as well.
I love that part. He's so funny.
That's gotta be the next. I think that's in the next. That's after the fight, right?
I know he runs into the building, but he doesn't. Oh yeah, he might. It's a little different, but yeah, it's basically the same shit, different font. In book 2, I believe he does, like, he's talking to Ed and Al, and he just takes off his shirt for no reason.
I think it's I think so.
We'll get there next episode. So we have Scar, who is an amazing foil to Ed, first and foremost. Mercy kills Nina, which is fucking tragic because, one, it really cements the fact that, like, oh yeah, they're not bringing her back. Ed and Al cannot fix this. One, because they don't know how, but the opportunity to do so was taken away from them.
Yeah, they might have been able to do it at one point with the Philosopher's Stone. They cannot bring her back to life.
Yeah, and it almost,
and if they
like,
can, she's got to wait in line. They gotta bring back their mom first.
I wonder, because I think they've gotten over. They're not doing that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Their whole thing is their bodies.
Yeah, but I wonder if, given the choice, what Ed would have done. You know, like, one, I feel like his promise to Al is first and foremost.
Oh, obviously, yeah.
But I wonder if he would bring his arm and leg back or bring Nina back.
He would definitely bring Nina back. He's annoying, but he's also pretty selfless.
Mhm.
He's like, I can live my life with the arm and leg. It's annoying, but
I guess
my brother cannot sleep, cannot eat, cannot engage. He cannot feel.
I guess the better question is, like, if Al,
Nina's a dog.
If it was either Al or Nina, and Al was also a part of making the decision, I wonder if Al would be like, bring me back or fix Nina. I think that's a better question.
It's definitely also fix Nina.
Mhm.
Because while Al can't do any of the things I just listed, Nina can't do anything.
Mhm.
She is not a person. She can't grow up, realize what's happening.
I agree with you.
The dog.
Yeah, I agree with you. But I wonder if the story did present that, like, I have one, I get one. I wonder what. I think it's interesting for that choice to even be taken away, you know, because Scar kills them, and they find out because Roy's told, like, hey, we were supposed to take Tucker in to be brought in, but he's dead. Like, these are corpses. Why'd you send us here?
Fuck?
And he's
we're not the morgue team.
Yeah,
We're the legal team.
yeah. And then Colonel was like,
no law firm.
and then Colonel was like, well, I didn't know they were corpses at the time.
They
I'm
weren't
sorry.
corpses when we called you.
Yeah, it took you so long. They died. It's so fucking tragic. It's just fucked up, man.
Yeah.
Like, the Nina, but it's so good and it's necessary because Ed has that breakdown and he's crying and he's like, we're humans. We're nothing but fucking humans who can't save a little girl.
Well, here's the thing. That didn't happen. Hasn't even happened yet. Before that happened, before he even finds out that happens, he has a nightmare about his mom. about how he couldn't bring her back, couldn't put her back together. And then the pains in his arms and legs start happening as he's like waking up. And then he finally gets told about it by Hawkeye. I think it's Hawkeye. Sorry, everyone looks the same.
I disagree.
She kind of looks like an older Winry.
Hawkeye is distinctively Hawkeye.
I mean, I guess. If you put the art style is a little samey for my bad
It's weird that
facial recognition.
It's weird that you say that because it's one of the most distinct
art styles itself, but some of the characters aren't. Like Armstrong. I'm not gonna confuse Armstrong for anybody. Not Roy. I do confuse Roy for people. Al. I'm not gonna confuse Al for anybody. That's Ed. I pointed at, but I also won't confuse Al for anybody.
Yeah.
He is the suit of armor.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Hawkeye to me is literally just to me. I look at Hawkeye and I'm like, Hawkeye. That's Rizae.
Anyway, they find out what happened, and it's tragic. Ed goes on a rage. Sorry, we learned about Cornell. Why is he pretending to be Cornell?
To divide the believers and non-believers.
Oh, okay.
So they go into like a civil war.
True, I guess. Sorry, I didn't read this part very well. Also, I don't think it says it. But this is where we learn who Envy is. Envy is a shape shifter.
One of the most entertaining people of the Sins, for sure.
Probably rank 2 in my opinion.
I'd agree.
But they all have their own special thing. Gluttony, he can eat anything from the sound of it. His probably teeth are really strong or something. Envy has the most important power. She can they can manipulate their form.
Mm-hmm.
And then Lust can make her nails really long. All very important powers.
Yeah. Hey, Lust kills. It's crazy.
Yeah, she's hot. That's her power is. She's also hot.
And kills in like a flash.
Yeah. And this is where they bring up that they want Ed to be their human sacrifice. They don't mention it, but they don't mention why rather, but we want him to be the human sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
And we know why. And there's for a specific reason. But we don't learn that till like the last book.
Which is really good setup.
Yeah.
It just all flows very nice, I'm noticing.
Yeah. Another thing I want to bring up that I feel like is really dumb is they just have Ed in the rain, Al in the rain a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Motherfuckers are gonna rust and or fill with water.
Yeah. But
also, they could definitely accidentally get a drop of rain on his fucking seal.
Yeah. They don't really go into that.
Yeah.
But
so this is why this is the worst manga I'm giving it an F.
F tier. Under another. What I find really interesting about, just the story in general so far is like I mentioned how good it flows together. I think everything feels connected.
Yeah.
Like this happens, therefore this is the next step. And this is the next step of teaching us what the world is, Do we meet Winry in this volume?
Nope. Winry is not until the last one, yeah.
Okay. But the fight with Scar
who?
Oops. The fight with Scar will lead into okay, I know where it ends.
Yeah. It ends on his way back.
Yeah. So the fight with Scar will lead to the next, series of events of the next volume, and I feel like that works really well. So Scar, his power is that he touches something and it deconstructs. He's making people explode from the inside. He's breaking like structures, blasting them to pieces with one of his arms. And I don't know how anyone would have thought otherwise, but Armstrong was like, it's obviously alchemy. And they're like, alchemy? What the fuck else could it be?
I think he's using the principle of alchemy. Deconstruct, reconstruct. There's a first step, but I forgot what it was.
It's like analyzation or something.
Yeah, analyze, deconstruct, reconstruct. And he's just stopping at deconstruct, and everyone's like, oh.
And it's like, duh.
Transmuted into a pile of nothing, of course.
Yeah.
Why didn't I think of that?
And what's funny is that like it's just so funny because that feels very duh.
Yeah.
But I guess at hindsight, because so far we only see people making stuff, and he's actively destroying it. But they should know that. because that's the world they're in.
Yep.
Also,
Al is very fast at making chalk lines. He very quickly made a wall. Like with the chalk thing. He's like, chalk thing, wall. And then he's like, now he won't be able to follow us. And he just fucking explodes it.
Oh, fuck.
Whoops.
This is also a very traumatizing moment for them, too.
Oh, yeah. This is the first time they're like going to be murdered with intent.
Yeah.
By someone who's definitely not an amateur like Cornell.
Yeah. And someone who hates the military. And Ed going on this mission led to this.
Well, he's just existing. He's not on a mission.
No, the mission to get their bodies back required them joining the military.
That mission, sorry.
Yeah. They required them to be in the military, him to be in the military. And because of that, now he has this enemy who he doesn't understand because he doesn't know what's wrong. Like, he just knows that someone's killing like state alchemists. And I think also Scar being so determined that he sees this child and he's like, because of the decision you've made to join the military, I have to kill you. Like, you are not safe. And Ed also just kind of feeling like his back's against the wall and he's like, okay, so you're only after state alchemists? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, my brother is not a state alchemist. Like, promise me you won't kill him. And he says, he's like, I promise, I'm not going to. And he just accepts that. He's like, okay, this is how it has to be. This is how it has to be. And then Al gets pissed about that.
Yeah.
Very scarring moment. Like, Nina just died and now this is happening. It's like almost like he's failed twice now. Like, the world is just gonna shit on him from now on. And it's a really nice change of pace from that episodic structure that we had before. Brilliant writing, I think.
Yeah. And I do like how they kind of like, hey, it's serious, but like not too serious now that like the reinforcements are here.
Mm-hmm.
I like that they're like, here is Roy. He's like, I got this. And everyone's like, bro, why the fuck did you put your gun away? It's raining. You can't do anything. He goes, oh. And then they just kind of have him in the background with the word useless tagged to him for a while.
I like when she's like leg sweeps him and starts shooting at Scar.
Yeah.
Missing every shot. Hawkeye.
Yeah. She was just Rizae at this point.
Yeah. God, I love this part.
Yeah, Armstrong, and then we get to see a lot of the every individual's like personal strength, and it feels good. Like, we get to see other people fight with alchemy, and by other people I mean Armstrong. How he does the thing with the fucking quick form alchemy, where he throws rubble, makes it much more deadly.
Yeah, which is so cool.
Yeah, it's an interesting.
He's my favorite, man. I don't know.
And then he strips.
He's so funny.
He's like Gray from Fairy Tale, who strips all the time. It's his thing.
Yeah,
he strips down to his underwear all the time. Because that's how he used to train. You see.
Yeah.
In the snow, his teacher was like, "You got to strip down your nuts to your underwear."
He did 1,000 punches every day.
And then eventually the sun never went down.
Yeah. Oops. I really like the setup that we're getting so far. One, because expanding the alchemy that can be done. Sorry.
Sorry, this is so boring.
I fucking hate this book, actually. Showing us what can be done, how it's being used, and it's all staying within the rules that were set.
Yeah, nothing has ever changed.
Yeah, and it's so consistent that I like it. Because, again, I'm going to bring up Naruto. They bring up, randomly, later on, bring up chakra and natures. And then that becomes weird because it's like, okay, that kind of makes sense. But now I'm confused on these that don't align with that. Like a mind transfer. Growing bigger. Shadow. It's just that team. Shadow possession.
I think Shadow was supposed to be unique.
It's supposed to be yin or yang.
Yeah.
Which we weren't taught that at that point in the story. Yeah, bugs. Dog.
Oh, it's a summon.
X-ray vision.
Yeah.
No, Akamaru's not a summon. He's in tune with his dog.
That's right. He is just a dog. Well, he's just a dog.
Transformation. You know?
It's a yin.
Yeah. But it's just funny that we weren't taught that, so it's just like, okay, now I'm more confused because you brought that up. Why would you do that? But this is like, here's the rule. We're gonna stick to it. If no one's sticking to it, there's a problem. We're gonna get into that.
Puppets.
Mm-hmm. Puppet. Well, that's just chakra string.
I mean, I guess.
That's just the rustling. It's just pure chakra in a physical form, and he's like using it as puppets.
Lion hands.
That one you lost me.
You're watching Full Metal Alchemist, followed by an episode of Full Metal Alchemist, only on Em and Weeb.
Not to hammer in this point a little too much. I just love reinforcing this rule that we have.
Yeah.
And breaking it down and showing how it can be applied. Like Roy making friction with his hand and changing the oxygen in the air with his alchemy circle. But also kind of showing
making friction. Do you
Yeah.
mean making a spark?
a spark with friction. He's creating friction.
I mean, sure, but the important part isn't the friction.
No
it's the
friction.
spark.
Friction. And there's a spark because of my friction. Because of my gloves, you know?
Yeah.
It's a really cool move too. Snapping and you can light shit on fire.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Except in the rain.
Yeah.
Spoilers. In fact, you know what? I'm not even going to talk about it. Sorry, I was just so sick. You know what I'm thinking about when he does it? You know, it's so sick.
Yeah, it's cool. And it's the way the circles are also applied. It's like it's on his glove. Armstrong has it on his
Glove.
on his knuckles, brass knuckles.
On his gloves.
Yeah, I guess it's another form of gloves. And then
Scar has it on his gloves. Al has it on his gloves. Sorry.
Al has chalk.
Yeah.
Just put it on his armor.
Yeah. Honestly, you should have like every alchemy circle in your suit of armor somewhere.
Yeah.
Just be like,
And Ed
that one.
Ed is special because he can clap his hands and make
Not
the
use the
circle
circle,
that
yeah.
way. He makes the circle with his hands,
No, he claps.
Yeah.
It's with his like body.
creating a circle.
Yeah. Which is dumb.
No, it's not. It's not this.
Well, this isn't a circle.
It's he's doing it. He's cupping his hands.
No, he's
in a
not.
certain
He's
way.
making a flat
I think they
hand.
established that or it's an anime thing. But he let's look it up.
He definitely
I don't think it's this. It's not the fucking.
domain expansion.
But if it's just a circle, this is the thing that kind of gets to me. If it's just a circle, what's the point of the text in it? You know?
Yeah. Because the circle isn't important. The important part is he doesn't need a circle.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. He does kind of not flat-handed. He does make a fingered thing. But it definitely looks more like him clapping here. Spoilers. It's because he's seen the truth. He doesn't need the circle. He just needs to clap.
Yeah, but it's because he's doing it in a specific way. They can also perform alchemy without needing to draw a transmutation circle. Rather, their limbs can, when clapped together, serve as an outer circle for the
See,
transmutation.
the limbs.
Okay.
So it is his arms make a
It's
circle.
this.
Yeah.
It's this.
Yeah.
Dude, I always interpreted it because I thought the anime said that where he cupped his hands in a specific way. It's fucking that anyone can do it.
Well, no, it's because he's seen the truth. Sorry, spoilers.
That's dumb.
You're right. Fuck this book.
No, I'm sorry. So what's important? Is it the circle?
Or what?
Or is it's the circle? Because Al's not just writing a circle. He's drawing a star in it.
Yes.
Writing shit.
Yes. But Al has that all in his head. Not Al. Ed has that all in his head. Once he's seen the truth, he knows all of that. It's burned into him, into his soul. I think that's the implication. It's burnt. All
no,
those
it's
circles
tied.
are burned into him, mentally speaking.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
I was mad and now I'm not.
Yeah.
You've made me seen the truth.
Yeah. I've helped you see the truth.
Yeah. Cut to me just fucking. You see my leg just fucking. No!
But just things crawling and grabbing you.
Yeah. I go and I look at the truth and it's you. You're like, I want your leg. I saw B-Saw.
I'm the one true Esau. I'm just Saw.
Yeah.
Why do they call you that? I'll give you your leg.
Because I want to play a game.
Anyway, seeing Armstrong fight Scar is
So fun.
sick. I also really like despite the fact they have such a cool power, it's a lot of hand-to-hand stuff that you also have to focus on.
Yeah.
Also, fucking Hawkeye can't hit shit.
I know. There's like so many times she's just not hitting her target
Yeah.
for being named Hawkeye.
Yeah. And then he escapes into the sewer.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, we're not going down there.
Yeah.
And then everyone in this department finds out that Al is just a suit of armor.
Yeah. The cat's really out of the bag on that one.
Yeah. Cat's out of the suit of armor in that one.
What I really think is interesting too, it also shows the trust that they have for the Colonel, for him to be like, hey, we need to keep this under wraps. And everybody's like, okay. But what I think is also funny is you have like, these characters with, sorry, I lost my train of thought because I heard your foot shuffling on the floor.
Something we forgot to bring up. He's Ishbanlan.
Ishbalan.
Ishbalan. I was gonna call him Istanbulan.
Yeah, he's from Ishbal.
Yeah.
Which they go over kind of like
he was
vaguely.
from Ishbal.
Yeah, they go over vaguely of like the war and such, but it's also just like fuck, man. That's like so many moving parts. It's like it's so good. Like the world existed before Ed and Al.
Yeah, it denotes the fact. And by the way, they're identified by the fact they have red eyes and dark skin.
Mhm.
That's their two features.
Yeah. And I can't wait to get further into the story because it's so good. And also what I fucking hate about Brotherhood irks me the more I read the manga.
Right?
The very first episode that's, anime only, is you have also key players who are showing up later that you're revealing too early. Like what's his name? Kimberly is in episode 1 of Brotherhood.
What?
Yeah.
He's the bomb guy, right?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
He's in episode 1. He's in a jail cell. And this
Wait,
anime
where he
only-
belongs.
Yeah, this anime only fucking guy is like, Kimberly, join me. We needed to, get back at Fuhrer for what happened in the Ishbalan War. Why are you bringing these up already? They don't need to be.
They were brought up very naturally.
Yeah, I know.
In the manga.
It feels so forced in Brotherhood.
What's his name? Kimberly. I need you to help me foreshadow some things that would have been foreshadowed naturally.
Okay.
War.
Never changes.
King Bradley.
And then, what's it called? Also, King Bradley's in the first fucking episode. We haven't met him yet.
It's so ominous when we meet him the first time, and I like that.
Yeah.
We don't meet him for a while, though, but like...
Yeah. But we meet him in episode 1. And it's like...
Oh, that's right. We actually meet him at Ed's exam.
In Brotherhood.
Uh-huh.
We meet him in the first episode because the anime only antagonist, Fuhrer Bradley, finds him in an alleyway and kills him himself. All right. And he looks pissed. And it's like, oh, good, you're evil. Good, thank you for, which is like, duh, your name is Fuhrer, but like, you're evil. Thanks for spoiling that off the bat.
He kind of seemed like a cool guy when I first met him, but now I know he's kind of like evil.
And it's like, come on, man. Like, why are you doing these things? It's like it feels condescending as an audience viewer.
This guy's name is Murdoch, right? Who? Sorry, the scientist.
Doctor.
Is it not Murdoch?
No.
That's what I've been calling him in my head. Marco. Sorry, they added an H
Murdoch?
at the end. They added an H at the end, and my brain just refused to read the word.
Dr. Marco. Is that this?
Yes, it's the last chapter.
Cool.
This chapter ends with the note being given to Ed.
Cool.
And actually, no, it ends with Lust threatening Marco.
Oh, cool. So we can talk about this then.
Yeah.
So Ed,
he lost
after the fight. His arm is gone, and
we forgot to bring that up. Scar eviscerates his arm.
And I brought that up like way earlier in the episode.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
He falls to pieces. I don't know why David didn't bring it up.
I brought it up earlier in the episode.
Anyway, I got to sit up. Give me a sec.
But you don't fucking listen when I speak. What are you, my dad?
No, I'm still here.
All right. Yeah, fair enough. So now you're too high.
It's fun. They don't need to see the horns. I'm still in frame.
Yeah, but like it bugs me. There, leave headroom.
I'm gonna take away all your headroom. You know what I'm saying? Unless like his penis.
I need some top. So
Need some top?
Hey, my name's Davie. Need some top? Hey, welcome to the city. Need some top?
Uh-huh. Welcome to the city. Need some top? Okay.
Hi,
we're
my
done.
name-
We're done. We're done. We gotta talk about the book.
How's it going? My name's Davie. I'll be your tour guide today. Anyone need some top?
Please leave us 5 stars. Do you need some top?
How we doing on refreshments? Need some top?
What the fuck are we doing?
What is this bit?
I don't know.
But you see the image in my head, right? Like, so
Yes, he's a fucking waiter. Sorry.
Everybody doing good? Everybody need some top? What? Fuck.
I'm just gonna ignore whatever that message was.
Okay.
I told her I was busy.
Yeah, so
Uh-huh.
he loses his arm and they're like, oh, well, can we repair it with alchemy? And he's like, no, I
have no idea how to fix this.
yeah, he's like, I need my my mechanic to do it. Foreshadowing his mechanic.
Yeah.
And so I'll need to go back home.
Also, I like the ability of Armstrong to get any information out of anybody.
Yeah, for being so jacked and intimidating.
Yeah.
My interrogation skills have been passed down the Armstrong family for generations. please, I want to know.
Have you seen that clip that I'm referencing? It's somebody reading out a text message. It's like, hey, can I try a pickup line on
Oh,
you?
yeah.
Yeah, sure, go. Please.
It's really funny.
Thank you.
So you know, he loses his arm and he needs to go home. So Armstrong goes with him because he needs like someone to escort him.
He's an adult because he's a child,
And
and
there's
Scar's an adult with a gun.
Yeah, there's a murderer after him. But I feel like a gun would be way more effective.
Yeah, I don't know why he's like, I must use this arm to fucking alchemy kill all the alchemists. Just use a gun.
Yeah. Well, I guess they're not that effective. We see the best marksman in the West missing every shot.
Just, I feel like he could just kill them with a gun.
Yeah.
That's another thing about alchemy. It's not all powerful.
Yeah.
You could get shot and die. If Ed didn't have a metal leg, he would have bled out on that train.
Yeah. It's like, lucky him. But I think it's really interesting.
Lucky him, he sacrificed his leg to try and bring his mom back.
Yeah. I guess had that not happened, he wouldn't even need to be on that train.
Yeah.
So, you know. But I think it's interesting, you know, about this is that he's like, he doesn't want anyone to take him, especially not Armstrong. But he gets a better understanding of Armstrong when Armstrong refuses to sell him out. And he's like, oh, I don't know who you're talking about. We didn't see Dr. Marco. He's not here. Dr. Moreau or whatever. That's who we saw. And Ed's like, yeah. You know, I fuck with you, Armstrong. And it just shows that like these soldiers are, at least everyone in this circle that we found,
Yeah.
are very understanding, but also just like human. They're like, yeah, he left because of what we'll find out later is their experiences in the war have led them to be understanding of where Marco's coming from. He's like, I didn't see who you're talking about. This is just a doctor living his life, and we never have to see him ever again.
Yeah.
I fuck with that heavy.
One of the more interesting things about this is I feel like Ed should have just taken the stone right here and now, man.
Yeah, but he explains why he didn't.
Yeah, but like I don't care.
I think it shows Ed's character. He's like, I don't want to benefit off of, you know, the well-being of others right now is very important, and I don't think me bringing Al and myself back is worth ruining this town of their free healthcare.
I mean, I guess.
You know, like,
But-
because Marco's doing a good thing.
Yeah. So for context, he's using the stone to as like a doctor stone, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. He's using it to help heal people. Because healing people doesn't abide by the laws of alchemy for whatever reason. I'm not really sure the connotations of it. At least not in this version of alchemy.
Because he's doing it at such like a high rate. Because there is like healing alchemy.
Is there? we've never seen it used in this version of alchemy.
Actually, no. I'm conflating something else.
Yes. Are you thinking of what I'm thinking of?
Mhm.
Why
Yeah,
I'm speaking the very specific way I'm speaking?
Yeah.
Does it have to do with a star made out of kunai?
No.
Yes.
No.
The very end.
No, we're thinking of different things.
What are you thinking of?
I'm thinking of when he pulls the fucking... Sorry, spoiler. He pulls the shit out of himself and he has to, like...
Doesn't he burn the wound closed?
No, he heals himself by costing part of his life.
Oh, he philosopher stones himself.
Yes. Which I was remembering wrong.
Mm.
It's not like healing alchemy.
But like, for some reason, the Chinese alchemists can do it.
It's different. It's alchemy.
Sorry, that's where things. Sorry, we'll talk about that when we get to it.
I disagree with what you're gonna say.
Oh no, you can't. It's an opinion. It's where things don't make sense to me.
Oh, it's not right or wrong. I just don't get it.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. You could have said something really like progressive.
I can't think of something with the word starts with don't. That's where things don't.
Be racist.
I disagree. It's really racist, doesn't it?
Anyway, yeah. So that's where the manga volume 2 ends.
Murdoch also gets followed by Lust. Actually,
The fuck is Murdoch?
Fuck. Marco gets his house broken into by Lust, and she's like, "We want that research data. We don't need it, but we don't want it to get into that alchemist's hand that you clearly just handed it to." He gets the key to the Philosopher's Stone research. He gives it to Ed.
Ooh, actually, what I really like too is Marco's like,
Sorry, you tried to end the episode early, and now you're fucking bringing...
not early. We're like fucking an hour in.
Yeah, but you forgot to bring up Lust.
No, I don't give a
Very
fuck about that really.
Really? I thought it was really cool when he draws an alchemy circle with his blood and then blows a hole in her stomach.
It's sick, but it did nothing.
Yeah, but that's part of plot. A very important plot
Yeah, but what's cooler?
that we learned about the homunculi.
Yeah, but what's cooler, right? Is when Marco's like, "Oh, I'll tell you what you want to know, but I need to know something in return." And then Ed's like, "Okay," tells him what happened, and he's like, "So you kids were smart enough to do human transmutation? The fuck? Get out!" He's like, "I'm not telling you this."
Get out, you psycho.
Yeah. And then he's like, "If you go down this path, you're gonna see hell." And he's like, "I've already fucking seen it. I brought my mom back."
Anyway, he goes to the train and he's like, "All right, now we have information." And that's the end.
Mm-hmm. And what you're saying about Lust is really a good, important moment. Because like you said, it does establish the homunculi are not people. Don't do it. Don't do it.
So they're the homunculi, by the way. That's their... They don't have an established name for them yet in this, but they're homunculi.
Homunculus is my favorite insult that I see sometimes.
You fucking homunculus.
Usually this dude looks like a fucking homunculus. It's such a fun word. Homunculus.
There was a couple of videos going around about a guy who kept mixing his sperm with an egg, with a chicken egg, and pretending that he made a homunculus.
That's fucking gross.
Yeah. He would syringe inject it, not ejaculate into it. If that makes it any better for you.
See, what's funny is I didn't imagine either of those methods.
What did you
He
imagine?
like came in a cup and he just fucking poured it on it. That's what I was thinking.
Way worse than both of the options I
No,
said. You're right. Syringe is too
coming
gross.
on the cup. No, that's what he
The
did.
egg.
Coming on the
No,
egg.
it's not what he
is-
did.
is
That's what you thought he did.
Coming on the egg is way grosser
Then putting it in a cup and then pouring it
because
on.
you get post nut clarity after coming on the egg. You're like, oh god.
Probably just looking at porn or something. Yeah, that's what you're imagining. I don't know why.
No, I just imagine like I guess I don't imagine the
He's
build
coming
up.
for science.
I don't-
Science.
I don't
Sorry,
even
dude.
imagine the build up. I just imagine him just
alchemy,
like
man.
straight coming, right? Like straight to coming. That's the first time my thing goes to like on that bit.
What have I done?
Yeah, like oh god. I've made a homunculus.
No, he's sure, but eventually, like he makes some like weird like cum monster from the looks of it.
He just
It's got like a single eye, and he has to kill one of them because it got really aggressive. But he like does several videos of him making different ones. He's like, a lot of them are failures, but like some of them are alive. And I'm like, first of all, super fake. Second of all,
I mix my cum with brown sugar.
really weird.
Here's what happened.
I'm pretty sure he's using stop motion animation to make them.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Cum? Fake cum?
Yeah, to make them come. Yeah.
I hope the cum's fake. I really hope the cum is fake.
You don't see him do anything with it. He's just like, yeah, I did this to the egg.
I came on this egg. What's really funny about this bit is the fucking
Justice Evangelion.
What's funny about this bit is that the
Uh-huh.
eggshell.
Yeah.
Just coming from the shell.
Oh, you've never seen like artificial insemination of an egg, huh?
No.
You've never seen them like inject, like cut open the top of an egg and then inject it with like chicken sperm,
No.
and then it slowly grow where you can see the chicken spawn.
I never have. I always just assumed that would be the way to go about it. But in
Yeah.
my mind, the way he did it,
It's
just
just
pouring cum on the egg,
yeah,
which is so funny to me.
and I'm pretty sure it's just how it works. That's not how it works. They do it inside.
Because I think I don't know.
It's fertilized internally,
Yeah, I'm
not like fish.
like I'm dumb, but I don't know how the human body works
I'm
with
dumb,
eggs.
but I'm not stupid.
'Cause
It's also not the human body.
No, I'm saying like in a woman, right?
Oh,
Like her eggs in her egg, like her fallopian tubes.
Mhm. Her ovaries.
Yeah. Sorry, I couldn't remember what the fuck they were called. I'm neither. I'm the in between. I move between the realms of man and woman. By that I mean I'm in.
You're in the fallopian tube.
Yeah, I am the fallopian tube.
Everyone knows the fallopian tube connects the testicle and the egg
To the pee.
where it's stored. Yeah, in the balls.
Yeah. So we're dumb. So
Thank you for watching.
how the fuck did we get here?
We said the word homunculus. I brought up the homunculus, and then you started talking about eggs.
Hey, we need some top.
You need some top?
You need some top.
You in the back there. You seem kind of bored. You need some top?
Everybody doing tonight? You gonna tip your waitress. Need some top? Hey, someone get this guy some top.
You know, come up here. I'll get you some top.
I just imagine just being like a house party, and I'm trying to be a good host. Hey, everybody doing good? Need some water? Need some food? I just got pizza. Need some top?
I like it's extra funny if you single out one person. you need some top?
I never offer anyone else.
Yeah.
But it's like, how we doing? Everybody good? You need some top?
Frank, top? Frank, need some top? Frank.
Derek, put your cock away.
Give him top, Derek.
Need some top? Derek, give him some top. Will you be a pal? Give him some top.
I'm cooking, Derek. I can't give him top. We're tops. We're tops. We're tops.
Oh my god.
They're tops.
Holy fuck.
Anyway, and scene. Thank you guys for watching this episode 2 of Full Metal Alchemist. I almost said Toradora. This was chapters 5 through 8. Please watch it. Don't forget to read it, then weeb. Thank you. And please rate us 5 stars on everything. Subscribe. Check out David's personal channel. He's been uploading more things there. Like our voice acting stuff for Naruto. Anyway, have a good one.
Bye.
Peace.